On this episode of Best of America by Horseback, we're visiting the Hocking Hills area of Ohio, a really beautiful riding area with unusual rock formations, caves, and canyons. Steve and Chris Wheatley guided us on the trails. Patty Matthews, who's been ranked #1 in Ohio for the most miles ridden for the past several years, also joined us.
On this show, Tom C. is riding in the Hocking Hills area of Ohio, an area characterized by its large caves, box canyons, waterfalls, and unusual rock formations. He is staying at the Palmerosa Horseman's Campground in Laurelville, about 60 miles south of Columbus, Ohio, and riding in Hocking State Forest. Campground owners Steve and Chris Wheatley were our hosts and guides on the bridle trails in the nearby Hocking State Forest.
I think what people are going to be really surprised when they see this, if they've never ridden in the Hocking Hills before, that this is Ohio. Most folks, their perception of Ohio is that it's kind of flat and farmland, but the Hocking Hills is extremely hilly, extremely rugged. These trails are challenging, I would say. This time of the year in the springtime, it's pretty muddy. We have a clay-based soil here that doesn't drain well. There's some rock in there, but not an excessive amount of rock. We do recommend that you have shoes on your horses when you come, and Boreum or Drill Tech isn't a bad idea, but it's not necessary. In the bottoms, creek bottoms and stuff, it can get a little sloppy and muddy. Now, in the fall of the year is absolutely the best time of the year to ride because it dries out pretty good, and you've got pretty good sandy, loamy type soil. A lot of the trails here follow old abandoned township road beds, and in some areas you can ride side by side and have a pretty good time. You could even take a wagon down through there if you wanted, and then all of a sudden that will just turn into a single track trail, and you'll wonder how in the world this was ever a road, but it actually was maybe 100 years ago a road. And so it's quite a variety of trails. Rock outcroppings, rock cliffs, sheer cliffs, some of them that you ride fairly close to. You can look down in off the side of your horse and think, oh my. We don't have accidents out here. People that come are pretty careful. The trails are kept safe by the state and the volunteers that work in the forest. So it's not an unsafe place to ride, but it's a challenging place to ride.
How important are the bridle trails here?
The recreational use here with the bridle trails makes a large component of our mission, where we provide a safe backcountry recreational experience to horse riders, to the hikers, to the hunters. A lot of pressure at Hocking is to utilize some of the trails that we have. We have 40 miles here at Hocking, and it is a draw from not only a local but a regional experience.
With there being less and less trails across America for horse people to use, how can people watching, horse organizations, how can they be helpful, particularly when you don't have all the staff that you want?
One thing that we've tried to emphasize in the past is responsible ridership. Let the riders take part ownership in the trails.
Dave, we're at the point they call Airplane Rock. Tell us about it.
Airplane Rock, very unique, typical here in Hocking State Forest. When the glaciers melted, a lot of the rock faces were left exposed. Black sandstone was very soft, and it left these remnants of the sandstone face. A lot of people come to the area to see this, and it is a major draw on our horse trail here at Hocking State Forest.
When no one's around and you can go anywhere in this county to ride, do you have a special place where you like to go that it's just the best place to be?
I'd say between Airplane Rock and the canyon where 21 Horse Cave is and on up to the waterfalls at the head of that hall.
What is so special about that canyon? What draws you to it?
The rock formation, the water coming over the falls at the end of it. On hot summer days, that 21 horse caves, a nice cool place to eat dinner.
You'd have to be here a week to see everything there is to see here. We're going to try to get you a representative of it, of what you're going to see. We're going to go to a little place I like to call Crystal Falls. We're going to come down off of a pretty steep hill, down into a creek bottom. Then we're going to turn, we're going to follow that creek up to where it kind of starts coming over the cliff. And as you first go up in there, it's going to be pretty wide open. You're not going to be able to see the sides of the canyon. But as we go farther and farther up in there, it's just going to start closing in. And in my opinion, it's one of the prettiest waterfalls in the whole forest system here, and some of the prettiest that I've ever seen anywhere. That's the first place we're going to go. When we come out of there, we're going to go on up the holler a little bit, and we're going to climb up some elevation, get up a little bit, about halfway up the side of the canyon rim, and I'm going to take you into a really big shelf-type cave. I guess some people would call it an overhang. We call it a cave around here. But we can ride about, I don't know, 25 head of horses in there.
The wider trails at Hocking State Forest are suitable for any level rider. Some trails to the different points of interest can be narrow, close to the edge of the canyon rims, and steep in some places. The Forest Service does have trail maps you can pick up or download from their website. Hocking State Forest is open year-round during the daylight hours. Because of the many cliffs and canyons in the forest, it closes at dark.
15% of our ridership here is from out of state. And it's amazing where people come from to come to Hocking. And the campgrounds here locally are to assist those folks to provide some place for those folks to park and stay overnight if they so desire.
We stayed at the Palmerosa Ranch Horseman's Campground in Lauraville, Ohio. The campground sits on hilly terrain, but the sites are level, and we had no problem getting our living quarter rigs in and out with their circle access road through the campground.
We've got right at 50 sites here. We can accommodate rigs of all sizes with slide outs and a whole 9 yards. We've got 36 sites that have a full RV type electric hookup. We've got water in most of the sites, but not all of them. We've got a shower house, a little store. A lot of folks come in here that don't have horses and stay with us. We've got a couple of real nice cabins that are fully furnished. All you do is bring your clothes and your food. We furnish everything else. And they would like to get the experience that a trail rider gets. And so we can take them out on a guided ride out on the trails, the state forest trails, just like you would do when you bring your own horses here. Also, you might come and your horse turns up lame, but you want to go with the rest of your group or your family. We'll rent you the horse for the whole day. You take him and go. He's your horse.
Steve's Dead Horse Cafe is open for breakfast on the weekends for campers. For groups of 10 or more, they will prepare as many meals as you request, like the delicious chicken and rib meal they made for our crew and guests.
We will set the whole thing up and provide you all your meals for as many days as you want to be here. You just have to let us know in advance what you would actually require, and we can provide that.
Palmerosa has sufficient facilities for group meetings, reunions, or special events. With or without horses, Steve and Chris Wheatley go out of their way to accommodate their guests and make them feel welcome. For questions on the campground or riding in Hocking State Forest, their phone number is 740-385-3799. The website is Palmerosa.com.